Hey Canucks fans, it's Canucks game day. I'm streaming tonight, and it's time for me to answer your Ask Me Anything questions. I'm Canuck Clay. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, March the 20th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Right off the bat, I want to give a shout out to my new best friend, Jazz. Got to hang out with Jazz at the wedding reception yesterday of my godson Daniel and his beautiful bride Emily. A wonderful day, a wonderful night, so full of love and witness and faithfulness. And one thing a beautiful blessing that came out of it was I got to meet this guy named Jazz, hang out with him. So Jazz, thanks for the conversations last night. Thank you for the nice words about me and my family. And I look forward to staying in touch with you soon. And keep the faith, brother. Keep the faith. And also a shout out to Coach Rob, who celebrates his 52nd birthday today. Coach Rob, thank you for your support on this channel as always. And in honor of 52, he predicts a 5-2 win tonight for the Vancouver Canucks. So I'm not going to preview too much of tonight's game. We know it's Canucks. We know it's Buffalo. We know Canucks got to come off of that 5-2 drubbing last night. A couple interesting storylines. Does Demko play over Halak? And Halak's little hissy fit, I'm not sure you guys saw it at the end of the second period when he was told he was going in. I expect it to be Demko while the Canucks still have a chance. I expect it to be Demko. And the bigger storyline is what's going to happen between now and tomorrow, the Canucks, the trade deadline, especially for the Vancouver Canucks. So that's an interesting storyline to watch ahead of tomorrow, stemming from last night. So with regards to tonight, I will do a live stream at 11 p.m. though. I'm having company over today. I don't want to boot them out. And if they're still around at 11 somehow, then I'm going to make them come on the stream. But instead of 10 p.m., I will be doing 11 p.m. tonight. So yes, I apologize. It's 1 hour later than usual. But first things first. And if you're still up at around 11 o'clock tonight, make sure you join me for that as well. Okay, that was a lot of preamble. But and by the way, put in the comments right now, put your score prediction for tonight's game and your first Canucks goal scorer. Canucks have lost 4 of the 5, but they got to win tonight. They're going to win tonight, right? So I'm going Old Faithful. Coach Rob said 5-2. I'm going Vancouver Canucks 4-2. And I'm going to say Pettersson scores the first goal for the Canucks. Okay, friends, a lot of great questions today. Let's get right to it. Legendary Justin Credible says this. What do you think? Why do you think the Canucks can never start on time? Too many games this year, their first periods do them in. Is it a mental thing or is it a lack of physical preparation? I'm going to say it's more mental than physical, Justin. These are trained athletes. These guys, their bodies are wired to play at 7 o'clock at all home games, of course. So I simply think that it's a mental thing. And I think, quite frankly, these guys have been working so hard mentally and physically to fight their way back in the playoff race that I truly think it's catching up to them. And I know you might say, well, they were having slow starts even before this recent slide. I get that. But I think it compounds itself. And I think they've been, like I said, working so hard to dig themselves out of the hole that they dug for themselves the first 3 months of the season that you can only do so much. You can only give so much. You only have so much capacity. So I think it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing, to be honest with you. Karan, what do you see Podkolzin's role being in the future? Do you see him as a potential top line capable player? I think he's got the skill set and flashes, but if he's a second line winger, I'd be perfectly fine with that. 10th overall pick back in 2019, second line winger is fine. I don't see him being to the ability of a Miller. You think of what top line players should be: a Miller and Pettersson, and well, Besser's supposed to be up there, but I don't see Podkolzin doing that on I can't see him being a 65, 70 point guy, but I can see him being like a 50 point guy. And I could see him following a similar career arc as Bo Horvat, actually, where the first couple of years were a little slower, and then he started coming into his own. So to answer your question, yes, I see him being a proven second line winger, and I think we should be happy with that. Given Höglander's struggle to score, Podkolzin's inconsistency or lack of opportunity, and Rathbone's success in the AHL, how would you rank these 3 players' upside? Also, given our left-handed D, do you think we should let him overripe and bring him up to play third LD or trade him beyond for other positional needs? Great questions. So to answer your first question, I would go Podkolzin as my most, and then I'd say Höglander and Rathbone basically tied for second, because I just answered the Podkolzin question. I kind of put these in the order I did on purpose. With Höglander, I think he's still young. He's only a second-year player, sophomore slump. He's got good skill, just got to be more consistent as well as Podkolzin. So I think Hoglander's upside is fine, and I really like Rathbone. You guys know how much I really like Rathbone. So I'd go Podkolzin number 1, and then 2A and 2B, Hoglander and Rathbone. And with Rathbone, no, I don't think we need to trade him. I think actually he can be our third left side D behind Ekman Larson and Hughes, and then we'd be set for many, many years. Even if he's battling for that that third spot on the left every year, that's fine with me. And I don't worry that Hughes and Rathbone play similar games. So no, I like Rathbone a lot, and I wouldn't trade him. I would continue to. I would give him a spot or give him a shot for a spot as early as next season. Crispy Assassin, when being a season ticket holder, can you change your seats for a few of the games? For example, move from upper to lower, from center, behind the net, etc. Not really. Technically, you're supposed to sit in those seats for your entire season. You can. There are some mechanisms within the Canucks organization, ticket exchange, where you can trade. You can kind of negotiate with your season ticket rep. You could say, okay, I'll give up these 2 lower bowl games, these 2 upper bowl seats for 2 games, but then give me 1 game in the lower bowl because obviously they're not going to go 1-for-1 trade. The perceived value of lower bowl, depending where you are, is better than upper bowl. So you can switch, but it's on an exception basis as opposed to it's part of the deal basis. I hope that makes sense, Assassin. Debut Hunter, let's say example, Besser gets 4 years at 6.9, matching Garland's term for comparison's sake. So 4 more years, yep. And Garland has 4 years less at 4.9. Which of these players' contracts do you prefer to have on the team of the 2? Wow, great question. That $2 million, you can do a lot with $2 million, and given what they're providing right now, I keep Garland. I like Besser a lot. He's a little bit younger than Garland, but $2 million per season is a lot of money. So given those 2 examples, I would keep Garland if I had to keep one of the 2. Trevor Pruner, if the Canucks could manage to get Mott for around $1 million. Do you think they will sign him or will they trade him regardless? If they could get him for $1 million, they would keep him for sure. But Mott's going to want at least 2.25, 2.5. So that's the decision you have to make. Are you willing to spend 2.5 on Tyler Mott? And I don't think there will be, so I think they should trade him, quite frankly. I don't think it's realistic, honestly, to expect we can get Mott for $1 million, even though he's only making 1.25 this season. Brian Gogolin says, who do you think will get traded by the Canucks, or will they not trade anyone and keep who they have? I think they're going to make minor deals between today and tomorrow. Maybe a Shen, maybe a Mott. I think you're going to see bigger deals happen in the summer. Truly, I don't think Rutherford and Alvin are in a rush. I think the last run of games has probably proven that the Canucks aren't there just yet, so there's no reason to keep this team completely intact. So I think they're going to tinker around the edges, quite frankly, before tomorrow, and then do something bigger in the offseason. Adam Broomfield, do you think Bruce Boudreau will remain the Canucks' long-term coach, or will they be looking at other candidates after his contract is up? I think it's going to depend on how well they start next year, Boudreau's second year of his 2-year contract. If they do really well and the Boudreau bump continues, then maybe they look at extending him. But my guess is, given his age, he's the oldest coach in the NHL. And if the Canucks are mediocre or falter a little bit, then I think they will go after younger candidates. And it's up to Boudreau too, right? He might not want to come back after. He might treat this as his last reclamation project and then retire for good. Tyler Gerbav, who will win the Cup this year? Florida Panthers. Who is your dark horse team to win? Calgary Flames. And you might not say that Calgary much of a dark horse. They're going to be a top 5 team. They're going to be a favorite. They're going to win the Pacific. But I think Florida, Tampa, and Colorado are teams that I think if you had to power rank, you list ahead of Calgary. If you want a true dark horse, maybe a Boston or a team that's not one of those 3 powerhouses of Florida, Tampa, or Toronto in that division, or Carolina in the other division. So yeah, I'd say Florida wins the Cup, and I'd say Calgary or Boston will be my dark horses. And then FJ Zach says, what were your thoughts on last night's game? And actually, I think he asked this on Saturday he asked this on Friday. No, that doesn't make sense. He asked this on Saturday. Oh, he must have been thinking ahead. He's asking this knowing I was going to read it today for last night's game. It sucked. I didn't watch it. I was at the wedding reception. I was just tracking scores, and a poor start, no support for Demko, no excuses. This team is not a playoff team. Unfortunately, it pains me to say that. And it was brutal, and it just shows how far they are from the elite teams in the league. Okay, friends, some great questions. I hope I answered them to your satisfaction. Enjoy the Canucks game tonight. Make sure you leave a score prediction and a first Canucks goal scorer in my comments. Also, your reaction to any of my answers. And don't forget, my stream tonight will be at 11 p.m. and not 10 p.m. Shout out to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video descriptions. And Advanced Seed Experts Real Estate Group. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. And thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame members Jens95, Sim Alexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Bruffield, Shannon Hollingworth, HSM, Fangirl Gaming, Smooth Groove, and Carol Bovelander. Thank you for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. As always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member or upgrade it if you'd like to, and leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Score prediction, first Canucks goal scorer, and if you made it this far, 11 minutes into the video, why don't you put down HBD Rob. Happy birthday, Rob. That is our code word for the day. Let's give Rob some love in the comments down below. Okay, friends, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Enjoy the Canucks game. I'll see you tonight at 11 p.m. If you're still awake, I sure hope that I am. God bless, and go Canucks go.